Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, on this special edition, all discussion will happen on gold because gold prices are soaring to new highs. MCX gold has hit an all-time high level of 62,649 per 10 grams in today's trading session, soaring to all-time high levels. Why are gold prices really soaring to new highs, and where are gold prices headed from here is something that we will continue to discuss in this special edition. Joining in to give us some insight on gold outlook is a very special guest, Navneet Damani, Head of Commodity and Currency Research at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, now joins in. Mr. Damani, good afternoon and thank you so much for taking the time out. It's a historic day again for gold. Gold prices have been on an uptrend. There have been several factors that have supported the gold prices, but this sudden spurt, what is the key reason behind it and what is the outlook according to you?
Well, good afternoon, Sakshi, and thank you for having me on the show. Well, it all started with the Israel-Hamas war, and post that there is no looking back for gold prices. If we take two steps back and see that ever since January 2023, prices have not been in a very positive trajectory. They have been in the falling trend, and until September, they had say corrected about 10% from their peak of $2,000 to about $1,800. But then came the war situation, which kind of escalated, which led to safe haven buying. And post that, we've had commentary from the US Fed about a possibility of a rate cut as early as the first quarter of 2024. So both these factors collaborated and have led to spurt in gold prices. And as we speak, we are closer to all-time highs on the domestic front, but still shy away from lifetime highs on the comics.
Yes, absolutely. And this is what I was coming to. So the MCX gold is at an all-time high. Tell us what is the trend you're looking at in the spot prices, and are these also poised to go to lifetime highs now very soon?
Well, if you see international prices, we are still not at lifetime highs, we're a little shy of lifetime highs. But on the domestic front, we've seen a depreciation in the INR vis-a-vis what we saw in 2022. So the clear fall of about 14%, 15% in the INR has led to a all-time high on the domestic front. The trend looks pretty promising at the current levels also. However, it's not going to be a very smooth ride. It's going to be definitely a bumpy ride, as what we've seen since the start of 2023. But largely, there is some still steam left for the gold prices. And historically, if we see that in the last 50 years, whenever there has been a situation of a rate cut in the US, gold prices have reacted pretty positively. And coming to that, it's already the start of the trend that we've already seen. Now, is it going to be 5% rally or 15% rally? It's too early to call the shots, but definitely there is going to be some positive momentum on the upside.
Absolutely. This is what I was coming to on the outlook. Which are the key factors that you believe can continue to support the gold prices on the upward side?
Well, US GDP data continues to surprise us. Last evening, we recorded a GDP data of 5.2%, which ideally should not be a positive factor for gold. Growth momentum is coming back. The case which was building up for the last 1 year of a recessionary or deflationary environment across the globe is now started to fade off. And even if there is a kind of recession in certain pockets, it's not going to be a very big blown impact across the globe. So that is one factor which is kind of going to keep a lid on the prices. However, the second thought is that now that economies have started to improve, then certain amount of bullion buying is also likely to get to cater up. Central banks have started to purchase little more aggressively than what they were doing previously in the last 2 years, which is going to be a positive factor. Rupee depreciation from year on could be the third factor which could add on to gold prices. And to top it up, any rate hike or a possibility of the steepness of the rate cuts from the US is going to be the key driving factors amidst all these factors. So one has to be very watchful as to what the Fed stance going to be. And the cherry on the ice could be any escalation in war-like situation across the globe, like what we've seen in Israel or what we saw in the previous or in Ukraine. So if anything of that sort happens, it's going to be another positive blow to gold prices.
God forbid, though. Navneet, also tell us, as far as the domestic consumption trends of gold are concerned, what has been the trend in the festive season, in the ongoing wedding season? Has that also added to the demand as far as domestic consumption for gold is concerned?
Well, over the last 2 months, the domestic import data is very surprising and very strong, which is indicating that the demand, even at highs of 60,000, 61,000 levels, is pretty stable and strong. We have a huge wedding season this year, the maximum number of weddings recorded in the next couple of months, which is going to be a further driver for gold prices. But I strongly believe these purchases happen little well in advance. They don't wait for the last minute for these purchases. So gold demand, what was likely to be seen, is now built into the prices. And in the last 10-15 years, I've seen that whenever prices rise up very sharply, there is a backstep which investors or probably traders take, and don't be very aggressive on price in purchasing physical gold. And that is what I'm expecting over the next 1 quarter or so, that physical demand, physical sales are going to be impacted. In case prices correct from here on, it is going to be beneficial for the demand front. But otherwise, at these high levels, demand destruction is likely to come in.
Okay. On the levels and the outlook on the levels, now I will ask you both on MCX gold and then on physical gold as well in the spot market. So tell us, what is your expectation on MCX gold as the levels outlook is concerned going forward from here by the fiscal year 2024 end? Where do you see gold prices headed? Do you think if the rally can continue, where exactly should one be expecting? Will 65,000 be also tested on MCX gold?
Well, there are 3-4 factors which are going to act as tailwinds, but there are a couple of strong factors which are going to act as headwinds. So, as I mentioned previously, it's not going to be a smooth ride. You can expect reasonable amount of correction post the rally that we have seen recently. But that's not all. Even if prices correct towards say 60,000, 60,500, that's a clear 3-5% correction from here on. It will still be a buying opportunity. And 63,500 and 65,500 is where we see gold prices heading towards. Also indicating a very strong bullish bias. We've seen a technical breakout about 60,000, and which could take prices to 200 also. So in case 2200 is likely to come, and USD INR continues stays where it is, then 65,500 is where we see gold prices heading towards over the next 6 to 12 months.
What about spot prices, Navneet? Where do you see the spot prices headed for gold?
The spot prices generally are, say, about 300, 500 premium or discount depending on the physical demand scenario. So if the demand is not going to be very, very strong, then you can expect a 500 rupees discount to the current levels from gold prices. And as and when we see that wedding season is likely to end and the normalcy is likely to prevail, then the market is generally trading at a discount of about 500, 600 rupees. So that is where I see a discount in domestic prices for spot prices for gold.
Okay. And at the same time, do you also see silver prices to rally?
Well, silver has also had its share of fun, and we've seen that it move from 70,000 levels to as high as 76, 77,000 levels currently. We've been very vocal about being positive on silver, and 82,000 followed by 85,000 is where we see silver prices. Already 6 months we've been holding this view, and for the next 6 months, maybe 82 and 85,000 is where we see silver prices heading towards. So it's still a buy on dip kind of a metal. Maybe another 1,000-1,500 points correction could be a level where one should be comfortably looking to add silver for a 5,000 points upside.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much, Navneet, for being with us on the show and discussing the outlook on gold prices, the reasons why gold prices are soaring to new and lifetime highs, as well as what are the factors that can continue to support the market as far as the momentum in gold prices is concerned at this point in time. Many thanks for joining us. Well, gold prices definitely shining bright. We'll continue to watch over what are the factors that are supporting it and help you understand what is the strategy that you as gold investors should be adopting going forward from here. and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the Indian equity market has now entered the coveted